Hello awesome people, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Software Inc. In the last episode I did a lot of rambling. I talked about new ideas for the channel and that I wanted you guys your guys' feedback on it. It's actually very important that I get feedback on those ideas because I think it's those are very good ideas and fun to do, but they're not like the same content that we're doing all the time. But I think it's good to change and get some variety. That doesn't mean that things like Software Inc. and stuff, Airport CEO, all this type of stuff will go away. Definitely not, because I love doing this, and this is what I started, and this is where most of you guys subscribe for. But I always wanted to do more variety. So if we can mix this up, like the more, I wouldn't say serious playthroughs, but the more like, you know, me focusing on a game and then have some variety content where we just, you know, wreak havoc and create chaos in games. That would be a lot of fun. Where did my music go? Come back. Game, come back. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, if we can do that, that would be a lot of fun. So it was actually very important for me to ask, but I want to basically make it up to you guys for rambling a lot in that episode and try to do some more gameplay this episode because I can imagine that some people didn't really like that, although there wasn't also not a lot to do in the last episode. So let's start with the new people that we invite to our company today. These are not part of the channel supporters. We have had all our channel supporters are in. So these are regular viewers. So if you want to have your name in the game or your character in the game with a backstory or whatever, you can go to the Discord server. There is a tab called Software Inc. Job Applications. If you can't find it, just ask for it. People will point you to it. It's very easy to find. And you can leave your details there. It's very obvious. There's a pinned message there that will explain everything. On how to basically apply for a job at Hipbone Inc. And I will add you in. And the first 3 people that we're going to add in are Edward. Simply Edward. Edward is Wild Ride's character, and he really wanted to be a support character, and he didn't really have a backstory, so that's totally fine. You don't have to. It's optional. So we have Edward. Welcome. I should actually add to you. I totally forgot that, so bear with me. Edward, I will add in that you did IT support. That is your backstory right now, because that's basically what you said as a role. But this is also for me so that I know that this is like a real person, not an in-game generated person. Although I could probably see it by just the one name, but it's just to make sure for myself. So the next one is Enric. I hope I'm saying that's right. Enric Volpe. I'm not entirely sure. Let's get our music back again. I don't know why the game keeps doing that to me. Please come back. It's not that loud, but, you know, hopefully it will get up. So Enric Volpe is a programmer for our support team. And he wanted to be a programmer, like I said. Let's see, where is this story in the Discord? There it is. His story is he's just a regular man who worked as a salesman for a paper company in Scranton. I believe Scranton is in America, but I'm not entirely sure. And his resume, he said on his resume is more of like the backstory actually. His resume said made 3 £40,000 sale. Oh, maybe if it's pounds, then it's actually in England or Great Britain. Yeah, so made 3 £40,000 sales at his career at the paper company, then stole $2 million from them, resulting to the company going bankrupt. However, he lost that money by starting his own chewing gum business, which failed and resulted in bankruptcy. Now he has no money, and this job at Hipbone Inc. is his lifeline. Has a height of 6'9", and Enric has a massive ego, therefore an office would make him a better, more efficient worker, if it's possible as part of the character line. That's what he put into brackets there. I think it's a funny backstory by stealing the money. I hope you don't steal from us though, because I don't like that. I don't like my subscribers stealing the money from our company. Although I don't mind them burning that building down, I guess, with all their strikes and parties. But I mean, that's a whole nother story, I guess. Okay, so welcome to your company, Enric. And the next one is Rink de Boer, which I believe is, I think you're Dutch. This is a very Dutch name though, so I think it's Dutch. So that's also why I know how to pronounce it probably. So Rink de Boer, you wanted a programming job or a support job. Well, you're both. You are a programmer in our support team, so welcome. And you had a little backstory that says he learned to program and fix machinery from a young age on his parents' farm. He has a master's in agricultural business and has worked for 5 years as a milking robot designer for Delaval. I'm not sure what Delaval, if that's say a real company, or I think it's a real company, but and he's nowadays working on the farm but wants to get back into the tech industry. Well, this is your chance to come back and get back into that tech industry. So just a sec, I need to get up my recording software. I was going to say we'll lose the sound of the game, but you know, the music stopped anyway. So but those are the 3 new guys in our company, so welcome very much. Every episode from now on, you know, unless we don't have viewers that want to join, I will add in like 3 or 4 every episode. At the start of the episode, we will do these little highlights on their character, on their backstories, and welcoming them into the season, basically, which is a lot of fun. And that's also part of what we do here. And now let's go full speed ahead, because again, I have been rambling. But to be honest, I do think that some of you guys like those moments where I just ramble. So yeah, what are the goals for today's episode? Quite easy. Make sure that we get as far as we can with the design of Cloudwave 2. Cloudwave 1 wasn't necessarily a success if you talk about it in profit terms. Profit-wise, we're probably not going to make a profit out of it, or maybe a very, very slight one at some point. Actually, can we see if we can port this to some bigger ones? That would actually be helpful too. I mean, this is probably not even worth it. It's an old operating system, so no. So it's probably not... Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. So it's probably not going to make a profit. That's fine. That's totally fine. We are making profits of design deals, so we don't need it to make a profit. This is actually a very good example of what design deals can do for you, even if your first product isn't really good, profit-wise. You don't need it to sell, as long as you have design deals, and you can just go on to and on and on and on until you get a product that sells, basically. It's that simple. But the good thing about this is it is actually selling a bit, you know. We don't need it to sell like millions and millions, but it is selling for a bit. And the good thing is about that is that our small support team can actually keep up with all of that. So that means that all those customers that buy this have a great quality product. The support is good because there are no open tickets. We can fix all the tickets. We can slowly fix all the bugs. And this also means that at that point, our fans will grow. And you can see it here. Our fans have grown a little bit. It's not much, but, you know, 3,500 fans. No, okay, 3,700 fans based on total of 5,000 units. That's almost like 4 out of 5 fans. 4 out of 5 customers become a fan. That's actually pretty good. And that all has to do with the quality of this thing, because it doesn't need a lot of fixes, basically. The quality is good. It's very useful. That people like that, of course. So because of the good quality, you don't get a lot of refunds, which increases the fan base, basically, because they don't have to refund. Nothing's wrong with the product. So that makes them happy, of course. So more fans. Also, it means that... what was I going to say? Oh yeah, sorry. It also means that in combination with the fact that we have all the tickets, so if something's wrong, if people report a bug or can find something or whatever, and they go to customer support, our support is able to actually help them straight away and not back up, you know. There isn't like a traffic jam in our system of support. So that means that all these people that are experiencing bugs or issues or whatever with our product will be helped straight away, and you know, they're still pretty happy with the product overall because it's still a pretty good product. Yeah, well, I mean, if you get a product like in real life and it's not really working like it should be working, but you call customer support in like 15 minutes, it's fixed for you. I mean, that's not a reason for you to probably go like, well, I'm never gonna buy from those guys again. But if you don't get an answer, that could be. So that's a huge thing, and that's why our fan base is actually growing. I've noticed that a lot of people recently have been asking me about fan bases too, how to grow fans, why fans aren't growing, why they're losing fans. All these type of things make sense there. It's not only sell products. It's not like as magical as, oh, I sold 1 million copies, so now I have 500,000 fans. No, that's not how it works. It's based on like the quality of your stuff. It's also based on things like the amount of refunds. That's a very good like notifier, like a red flag. If this is very high, that means that people don't like it. There's a lot of stuff broken in your content, which means that most of the time you also notice that the quality. If the quality is like mediocre, you will get more and more refunds. Henry Collins sick. Oh no, that's not what we want. But yeah, that's basically how that works. So you have some red flags that you can take a look at, like the quality, like the refunds, how many based on how many are sold. So I mean, this is not very high, but this would be like in the thousands if we would sold like a few million. But then compared to how many are sold, you know, it's still like very low. And so you have to compare this number to this number basically, to see like, is there like a huge overlap? Are there a lot of people? I've actually seen something weird happen with this in the game where I was experimenting at one point and I got like, I sold 1,000 units and there were like 1,500 returns, which is a bit weird. There were more returns than I actually sold, so it's a bit weird. I'm not sure if that can happen still because it was quite a long time ago. Maybe even in Alpha 10, I'm not even sure. Or at the start, probably at the start of Alpha 11 when I noticed that, when I was experimenting with a lot of stuff off camera. Because yeah, I do that sometimes. It's just fun. But yeah, that was fun. But that's how you basically, those are your red flags. Like a lot of refunds, bad qualities here. It's not necessarily on how much you sell, because you can see we're not really selling that much. We have sold 6.6 thousand right now, so we're not even making a profit on this product. But look at the fans. Out of those 6.6 thousand sales customers, we've almost had 5,000 fans. That's a pretty good return if you ask me, and that's what you need to think about at the early game. Getting fans, because fans are so important in Alpha 11. They were way more important in Alpha 11 than they were in other alphas, especially because the cash flow is like slower. In like Alpha 10, you could release a product and immediately sell like millions of them and get like 50 million in the first month of it releasing. You can still get that in Alpha 11, but you're way far into the game at that point. Let's educate Emberzak. Let's get some audio in there so that we can teach her how to do more audio stuff. But yeah, that's actually a big thing there, to kind of realize that fans are just as important, maybe even more important at the start of the game at least, for growing your company than money, because there's multiple ways to make money. And I mean, like I said, the design deal, you just click on design deals and just make it work. You know, they will bring in money for you. It is not like a big deal. If you know how to get to the design deals, you can basically get through the game anytime you want, and you can just start experimenting until you get like a product that works for you and that makes money. But getting fans is a whole nother deal. You know how to get fans, you know how to, you know, not lose them is also like an art. Because the more fans, the more successful your company can be early game. Now we're losing money at this point because one of our design deals has been cancelled for quite a long time, but we're still working on the design of this. I don't really want to stop with that, but once this is going to be developed, I know that the coding will take way longer than the art, so we can then take a new design deal that goes along with the art. Because even if the art will sort of slow down and lag behind the coding, once that design deal is passed and stopped, basically, our artists will, you know, ramp up the speed on the artwork for the actual Cloudwave 2 product, and will, you know, probably even finish before programming is done. So, that being said, we have to start thinking about improving our teams though. Because we have quite a lot of money in the bank. I mean, we have over 2 million in the bank, but we need to start thinking about how to change that money into actual working money. Because now it's just sitting there, it's not doing anything. If we change it into, between quotation marks, working money, that means that we hire people, we give them stuff to work with, we give them better stuff. Like for instance, I totally forgot that right now, we are able, and I know there's an easier way for this, but we're just gonna do it for now. We're gonna do it like this. So we are able to give them better stuff. I'm gonna give them like a 90s computer. Do we give them a laptop? Oh, we can't give them a laptop yet. What's this? Why is this like opened up? I mean, if it's not available, that's yeah. But yeah, we can give them better computers, for instance, so they work faster. I also noticed, by the way, that we have to probably put in some screens here. That's something I forgot. So we will do that now. So let's go in and where are the screens? What's this? Acoustic foam? I didn't see that. Did I unlock that? Oh, that's cool. Square carpet, nah, I'm not really building up like a nice, you can do that, you guys can do that for me. I will just copy over the modded buildings basically. So let's do this, and let's make sure that we have like a little hallway in the middle. But this will help out with the sound, and we'll give them a little bit less stress basically to work with. There we go. So this time we're gonna finish iteration 4 because I feel like we have the skills to do that fast enough. It also means that it's guaranteed at least a good product at that point. So yeah, that's actually quite important. That's another way of making sure you set up for like a good start. Making sure to not just overflow the market with products, because if they're all bad, it's not going to help you. It's going to hurt you more than that it's going to help you actually. But take your time and make sure you design your products like well. A good design means a good like development phase where everything goes rather smooth and everything is already into place, like it's thought of. I mean, just compare it to real life. If you start without a plan, you probably end up with something that is fine, or maybe like mediocre. Maybe it doesn't work out. It's just like bad. But if you plan ahead, you probably will have thought about some issues that you might run into, some things to fix those, and stuff like that. And you will have a higher chance of actually making something decent. So that's how this basically works. You can basically see the design iterations as that, making a plan for the future. What types of things do we need to work on? What types of things do we need to have in there to make sure that it works, to fix bugs or to whatever? Just compare it to like real life situations. It's not that easy to, not that hard to do. How if we made money? What? Wait, what? What's the difference here? Oh, it's not the end of the month yet. Is that it? Wait, June? Yeah, I think it's not the end of the month yet. That's why it's green for now. It will probably turn red because then we pay the people their their salaries. that's the big difference there. But that's fine. We're still doing good on this. How is this actually doing? 8,000 net units sold, almost 6,500. Well, let's say 6,500. We're one off, so. That's a very good return in fans, actually. Even though the hearts are not that high, and it's very lightly growing, it's still pretty good for our first product that's not even making a profit. So, which I honestly don't care about. And I do keep saying this, but a lot of people focus too much on this. There are enough ways in the game to make easy money. You don't have to focus on the first product being a success. It's honestly, it's not like the one thing that you need to do for the product. It's more important to get fans and to get noticed. And I know that sounds weird because I also don't market that product, which can help. But that's more based on room right now. We don't have the room to put in a marketing team. Because if we do, we will lose half of our support team, which then means that if we lose half of our support team, we will probably lose some tickets from the active users, and then it will hurt our fan base immensely. So that's the reason why we don't go for that. So you always have to weigh these things off. I think a support team is more important than a marketing team, because without a support team, you can market the crap out of your product. People will buy it more often, but those same people will also have no support. That doesn't work. Your support team is very, very important. And I wish real life companies would actually realize that, because the amount of real life companies, even like bigger companies that have like crappy support services, is very high. And it's actually it's unbelievable to me, because if someone very simple who hasn't really owned a company or worked like in a big company like that can see that that's the problem, then why can't they? And probably some of them actually do realize it, but they still make money, so they don't care. That's the other side of it. But yeah, that being said, we're doing quite well. Our design deals are over now though, so we kind of have to think about how are we going to make money. Wait, what? We made money last month? How did we make money last month? Our salaries went down. Our salaries went down. Why? When did people go? No, if they go on vacation, we still pay them. That's weird. Benefits went up. Sure. Maybe because they went on vacation, this counts as benefits now. So it's benefit, because that's on the benefits. Like if we go here, where is it? Benefits. It's like vacation months, 1 paid vacation, 100%. So they get their salary even if they're on vacation for that month. So it might turn up to that this is sort of the missing that normally goes here. It sort of looks like it. So if we have 50,000 normally, because there were no benefits here, this counts up to about 50,000. This counts up to about 50,000. So yeah, I think that's just the vacation months. Maintenance is about the same. Sales went up. Sales actually went up by a substantial amount, 50,000. Okay, well that's kind of surprising. I was totally not expecting that, but if that makes us get a slight profit, I'm fine with it. How did we do that though? I don't know. I honestly don't really know. Well, I'm happy with it. I'm good with it. If we can keep that up, that's nice. But the more important thing, more fans. I love the fans. Okay, that being said, this is going to be the end of this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed. It's a lot more rambling in this series than normal. I do ramble a lot during Software Inc. series, though. But it's even more this series because it's just a slower pace because of the impossible difficulty, which is actually quite slow paced. And then the 2 days per month. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that. I enjoy it at least because I think it's fun to just talk to you guys about things whilst we're just playing a game, especially in the moments where we have to wait on certain things to develop. It's a lot of fun to just speak my mind, basically. But yeah, it's fun like that, and I hope you guys like it too. If you do, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel to not miss out on this or other games in the future. Also, if you don't know what I'm talking about the feedback, what I started this episode with, go and watch the last episode, and please give me some feedback on those ideas. I really need the feedback because I think it can make a huge difference for the channel in the future if you guys give feedback on those ideas or come up with ideas for those ideas. Sounds a bit weird, but you'll see. That being said, as always, I've been Hipbone, you've been yourself. Thanks for being awesome, and thanks for watching.